What is good, everybody? I hope everybody is well. I hope everybody is well. So I'm going to jump right into it here. I am going to make a video about my positive experiences because, somebody said I was full of doom and gloom and nothing was ever good and all that kind of stuff. So I want to give out some positive experiences. And I think they said this in light of my video about, they stay out the dating apps. So you know who you are, and this is for you. And you better like the video too, this one. So listen, I had some good experience. Dating apps, I'm trying to remember if I actually, I obviously, well, it's not obvious, but I have, met people, quote unquote, in the wild, cold approaches and gone out and stuff. It's been good. I mean, it's all been good. Eventually, things don't work out for one reason or another. Life goals and all that kind of stuff. And particularly in since being out here, right? So I thought some things that I thought that I wanted, or I thought that I could tolerate, I no longer can tolerate. Man, I'm starting to sound negatively. I don't want to talk in that language. But some things could not tolerate. So that was a big reason as to why a lot of those relationships didn't work out. It had nothing to do with some. I can't really say it's personality clashes because I would not have. I think I do a pretty good job of, trying to do pre-interviews, if you will, right? A couple of phone conversations, a couple of video chats, text messages, and then, if we vibe and all that kind of stuff, then the date comes. So you get on the date and all that. So it was, some were good. I think like one or two was like, to be completely honest, were like, oh, listen, it was good, but they didn't want to see me anymore for it. And you're not going to please everyone all the time, so don't take that personally. Don't be so ego driven that you think that everybody's, you are the God's gift to men or to women, that you think that everybody's got to be so in love with you, because that just ain't the case. So and some people I met on the phone, it was like, oh, you know what, maybe not the video chat. It's like, this is, you're a nice guy and all, but I'm gonna keep looking. Listen, you gotta take that. So, but I did have some good experiences. Some people, as I said, I think in the dating app stuff, like some people I'm still in contact. Call each other, every 6 months or check in, see how things going. Some have been a good resource as to, hey, this person, that person. Get me some podcast interviews and stuff. So it's, if it doesn't, just because it didn't work out romantically, doesn't mean it wasn't good. I can't imagine this is going to be very long. I'm not going to go into intricate details about, why we didn't get in, things didn't work out. But I will say that I had some positive experiences in the cold approaches in the wild, and as well as just on dating apps. So, even though I made the video about stay off of them, I'm not saying that there aren't positive experiences, right? So I think that I'm pretty good at entertaining, as far as what that is. I mean, it was a learning curve to get back out here and understand what you got to do. And I know that I made a comment that juice isn't worth the squeeze, and a lady in the comment section said women are feeling the same thing, that men aren't worth the effort. Oh, I got nothing but love for that. I mean, okay, if it's not worth the effort, it's not worth the effort. So listen, I mean, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. so you can't take it personal. Don't take it personally if things work out. If things do not work out, and just roll with the punches. Always do the inner reflective self work. What could I have done differently? Did this person really fit this? And I would also add to that type of inner reflective work is to, am I being too picky? Was this really a big deal? Was this really a red flag? Was this really a yellow flag? Could I have let that slide? Because you might be missing out on somebody because of these ridiculous preferences, and it could have been that way for me. I did some reflective work, right? So I want to say this the right way because I don't like offending people deliberately. it's okay to defend people when you want to do it, but not when you don't want to do it. That's a joke. family dynamics, let me say it like this. Family dynamics are important to me at the place and stage that I'm at in my life. And I'm I don't want any more children. I can remember I was talking to my cousin, and he said that he didn't want any little kids. And this is years ago. This was probably 10, 15 years ago, we had this conversation. And and I thought that was kind of selfish. I'm like, oh man, I didn't really, I didn't really have a problem with the step parent thing. And I'm thinking at the time, you're an older guy. I think he's like 13 years older than me. And he's telling me this. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of selfish, man. Any woman you meet is gonna more than likely have kids. But he was talking about young kids, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever. And I thought that was kind of selfish, but I'm like, okay. But then, in my own experience, like I met a few ladies who I thought, but once it came down to, okay, I got this going on, I got that going on, I got a, it's just a different dynamic, right? Because I'm in a place where I can get up and go. I can go on vacation. I can stay the night. You can stay the night at my house for 3, 4 nights out of the week. So that it just didn't fit my dynamic. I think that was a vast majority of the reason why. There was a couple of girls, like I said, who did fit, who wanted really to kind of pursue something longer lasting and deeper, as far as exchanging and sliding of rings. And I just wasn't ready for that. But they were really, really nice. They were really nice. A lot of things I was looking for too, good cooks and all that. But I just can't do that right now. In particular, as I mentioned, don't harp on me again. Don't. This is about the state involvement, and they being religious or whatever they were. It just wasn't gonna work. And I listen. I get their point because they want some type of guarantees. I don't necessarily think that it's wrong for ladies to say, I want some type of guarantee. I want some type of contract. I don't want you up and leave me. I don't want this. I don't want that. Particularly if the man wants to be the dominant breadwinner, you protect the provider. They may quit their job or cut back on their hours or something like that, right? And that can be, that can lead to financial devastation for them, right? So I actually understand it. I'm not saying I'm not saying it's wrong to think that way, but I'm just saying you have to do what's in your best interest. And I think that in the lady's case, that probably is in their best interest. So I think that's pretty much it. So I wanted to give a positive type of thing. On the apps, I did meet some nice people who I'm still in contact with. I met some I talked about the dating apps. I want to leave this positive. I did meet some good people. There are good people out there. I don't want to seem like it's one-sided, that there's nothing but meanness and nastiness in the world. I think you should have a better positive attitude. I'm trying to get people to be the best version of themselves, protect themselves. And yes, you still have to kind of take risks and take chances, and you can meet someone. I just talked to someone the other day who's saying that I actually talked to a couple people in the last few days who met people online and are now married, and some have been married for a little bit. So let me be very clear about that. So it is a thing. It is out there. And so you can meet good people. So don't let your past, here's what I would say. Don't let your past, cripple your future. Try to be positive. Try to get over the past, get healing, get trauma, get therapy to get over your past circumstances. Don't take your past out on other people and going forward. Do your vetting. Now, I probably would have, the people I met were very nice. I want to be very, very clear about that. They were very nice, very, very down to earth, all that type of stuff. And I don't want to make it seem like we were wasting time or anything, but at the same time, sometimes you got to just figure things out. Like, okay, you never had a piece, ever had this food, or you taste it and try it. So I talked about my cousin being selfish, but then as I evolved, I just came into the same realization that he was, and he's probably my age. When we had the conversation, he's probably a little bit older than me. He's like 55, 56, so he's roughly the same age. But it is what it is. I mean, you're at a different place in life, and you want somebody who's going to be able to meet that. And so but if it wasn't for that family dynamic type of thing, if I was still working, let's just say I was still working, I had a 9 to 5, and then I don't see a problem with that. I probably would have done it, right? I'm working. I got a 9 to 5. I got to be at this job. I'm 51, so you can't retire. What, 62, 60, 65, something like that. I got another 10, 11 years. Okay, yeah, let's do this thing. You got a little 8-year-old. By the time I'm ready to retire, he or she, the little kid, is a teenager, if not 18 or so. That's a viable situation, right? That'll work for both of us. But that's not where I'm at. That's not where I'm at. I'm at a place where I can just, you know what? I don't feel like being here. Let me head down. Let me book a trip and go down to the islands. Let me just. Sometimes I wonder why I'm still here. Like, oh, actually, I know why I'm still here. I was supposed to be doing something this summer, and I'm supposed to be doing. That's why I'm not here. That's why I didn't start traveling yet, because I had something to do this summer. So, and that's another story. So anyway, I got a doctor's appointment. As I record this, I got a doctor's appointment. Once I go to a doctor's appointment, I'm boarding the plane, and I'm gone. So that's it. So let me leave. I try to leave this on a positive note. Don't be so jaded about the past. There are good people out there. So I hope that I don't always come off as a negative type of person. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do this. You do have to take risks. You do have to go out there. You do have to do all that and all that. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Much love and peace.